Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Tabi pun sampurasun. Hello guys, it's me Bayu Marcelino Sarya Saputra, a student of the 2A level Sustainable Agricultural Extension Study Program, Bogor Agricultural Development Polytechnic. And you're for watching. This time, I want to give you an exciting animated film whose title is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This film tells of a geeky boy who wants to become a successful scientist but only fails. It is told of a man named Flint Lockwood who has ambition to create something new in his world. When he was a child, he was always ridiculed by his classmates because he created his own sauce. But he didn't even know how to take them off, because that's why his friends grow more and more. Flint. Flint is set here. His mother tries to make him happy and gives him a scientist coach. Then Flint says that one day Flint can do great things for the world. Since the Flint has been practicing his knowledge very diligently and determinedly, he wants to create something great. He makes TV come alive, mice that can fly and grow hair, but still his creation always ends in failure. Long story short, the Flint has grown up accompanied by his pet monkey named Steve. Finally, he creates a machine that can turn water into food. Well, one day his well, one day in his city there was an event led by the mayor who opened the sardine ride. Because in the city sardines are the main food of the residents, so sardines are a special food. At the same time, Flynn is trying to start to engine. He wants the residents in his city to taste delicious food. But he is blocked by a policeman named Earl, so that he don't do weird things. Well, Flynn still turned on the machine by connecting it to a power pole in the middle of the city. Oh, it turned out that his effort failed and instead made the world shitty damage. Even his father, who saw it, just left Flynn. Flynn ran into the sea, where he met a beautiful woman named Sam Spark, a new reporter and weather expert. Sam suddenly remembered that it was Flynn who caused his career to be ruined, because he was the one who bothered Sam when he was a reporter at the opening of Wahana. When Sam was babbling to Flynn, all of a sudden, snake fell from the cloth. Flynn, who saw that and did notice the falling foot, it turned out that his homemade machine was working. The townspeople saw the falling foot, so Sam reported it to television, and the whole town found out that Flynn was the one who made it. Then, Flynn was asked by Sam and residents to make more food. At first, Flynn's father did not agree, but finally, Flynn's father allowed it. After being allowed, Flynn's father took Sam and his partner Sam to a lab. Then Flynn started the machines. Here various kinds of food fields. The townspeople were happy and they ate food that suddenly fell on the street. Flynn came to the mayor. He asked Flynn to drop food 3 times a day in the city. To make the residents happy, even many people asked him for various tables of food. Because of his great invention, he was lauded by the townspeople and his face was plastered on a poster. Long story short, because the city was filled with rain, other food stalls became empty of visitors. After that, the Earl came to the house to meet Flynn. He begged Flynn to drop the food on his own Calvin's birthday. Here at first, Flynn refused because the Earl has always been mean to Flynn. It wasn't long before Flynn realized his request because he felt sorry for the Earl. Scene changed in the morning when Calvin just woke up and saw a lot of ice cream outside his house. Calvin her was happy because it was his birthday. Everyone was happy because the whole town was covered in ice cream, her well praising to the world and inviting the to small town and tourists. Then the next day, Flynn came up with a new idea and invited Sam to come. There was a big jelly inside which turned out to be like a very magnificent house. They also have fun together in it until the seeds of love growed. Long story short, that evening, Flynn invited his father to talk together about his hard work at a restaurant that was bombarded with steaks. But his father was worried that all of this was not the best for Flynn. Then the day both clashed and they left. After returning home, Flynn realized that the food then had dropped were of different size. He also just saw that the message judge had reacted a yellow color. Suddenly, the mayor came to his life. He informed that tomorrow is a big day because people from all over the world will come. Her friend is forced to keep bringing the food down according to the mayor wishes for tomorrow's. For Flynn is forced to keep bringing the food down according to the mayor wishes for tomorrow even. The next day, people from all over the world come to the small town where Flynn lived. They saw the inauguration of the city. It became a food train tour. But unfortunately, after the inauguration opened suddenly, there was a spaghetti storm that attacked the city and all the residents ran. Phil danced. Flynn then went to his lab to stop the disaster. Then they were finally showered with very large food. After Flynn arrived at the lab, in the turned out the mayor was ordering more food in the machine. Then her friend tried to cancel the order, but failed because the satellite dish to give a message to machines was destroyed. Some who was still there announced to the world that disaster would come again which would attack the whole country. Then Finn's father tried to find his son. He found him alone with great guilt, because he felt he was the one who caused the disaster to arise. Then his friend's father gave him his life coach, then motivated Flynn to stop the disaster from happening. Her Flynn makes a flying car, then tells all the citizens of the city. The Flynn will fly towards the food machines. Her friend tries to fly accompanied by Sam, Manny, Brian, and the monkey. But they are surprised to see the food machines covered by lumps of food so that it becomes big. There is a giant pizza island that attacks them until the plastic is lost. Flynn was forced to call his father to become Flynn's lab to ask for a new cancellation code on Flynn's cell phone. Finn also tried to get into the lump of meat along with Sam and Brian to feed the machine. There they encountered many obstacles. There was even a live roast chicken. Had the chicken at the Brian, but he managed to take over the body of the roast chicken. Long story short, the sign changed as the townspeople try to make boats out of birds so they can escape from the island. Then they saw the food dumps. They had piled up so much that the walls that were holding them shattered and tried to catch after them. But the Earl and his family still kept avoiding and running. They finally escaped from the disaster. Long story short, the scene continues, showing Flynn and his friend fighting left roast chicken. Then finally, they find a way to machine, but only Finn can get here. Sam and Brian ran away again. You fly in the car. It looks like the world is getting cooked and a lot of terrible food is failing in Fire's country. Long story short, Flynn finally found the food machines, but the machines reacted someone and entered the place. Her and then the machines looked for Flynn who was hiding. Her then Flynn tried to beat the machines to able to send the cancellation code from his coupon. But the funny thing is it turned out that his father sent the wrong code. What was sent turned out the what was sent turned out to be a video of his cat. What surprised him again? Finn also tried the last method, namely spraying hardening glue that he made a child. The packaging that the machine exploited, after which the dark weather cleared and the rain of wood stopped all over the world. Sam and his friend returned to their town safely, but without Flynn. Everyone heard thought the Flynn had died from being hit by the engine explosion. But suddenly, there was a flock of birds that had saved Flynn. Then the whole town and his friend were happy to see him safe. Flynn and Sam shared their feelings for each other, while the mayor is stuck in the middle of ocean with his deferred ship. That was the video from the film Quality with a Chance of Meatballs. How can you imagine if there really is a rain of food in the world? We will be free to eat which we like. Okay, that was our video this time. I hope you liked the video. I am Bayu Marcelo Sarya Saputra. Goodbye. Thank you very much and thank you for watching.